Hey, listen, as soon as you get in here, please go ahead and hit the share button, hit the like button, get as many people as we can get in here. Like always, welcome to Andrews, the podcast. This is Real Talk Tuesday. Today is 8/27/2024. And let me get that off there. All right. Welcome to Andrews, the podcast. A lot has been going on. We'll talk about a lot of things, of course. Let me go ahead and bring up my partner in crime on Tuesday nights, none other than the mayor of Andrews, South Carolina.
All right. What's good?
Colonel Frank McClary, retired U.S. Army. How are you, sir?
Tired of U.S. Army today.
It is just Tuesday.
Man, look, we spent about 3 hours out on the ground today with DOT and the Georgetown County Public Works looking at the storm drain situation out here. So it's hot, it's miserable. So hopefully we're all checking on the elderly and the kids and making sure they're hydrated. And I say that and haven't had a drop of water yet. So don't do as I do on this situation. But yeah, so we were out. That's what we do. Spent most of the day out there doing that kind of business and then trying to get things aligned for this Heritage Festival. How's things on your end?
It's good, man. It was hot today too, like you said. But kids went out. And I went to soccer practice today. I'm a soccer dad. Proud to say that.
Not with or without the van.
Definitely with the van. That's a whole customer base out there.
Yeah, that's right. That's your advertisement there. I got you.
That's a customer base out there, man. Like, I can't afford the billboard yet, so I got to be the billboard.
Hey, at least you're there when they ask questions. You can answer and respond right on the
Absolutely.
site.
And that's I'll tell you, that was, they say God take care of fools and babies, and I ain't been a baby in a long time. And
I know what you mean.
Man, listen, no matter what situation I find myself in, I don't care what you got going on. Everybody need pest control. Everybody,
especially in the South. Exactly right.
Yeah. Either you can go do it yourself, hire somebody, but you're gonna experience it.
You can't get around it, man. These little critters get in everywhere. I mean, so we just got to deal with it. Make sure we get. We got folks like yourself and others out there doing the business, ready to respond.
No doubt, man. So listen, Mayor, man, big news. It's crazy out there in the streets and out there and in town.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm gonna definitely deal with that situation. Not right now until I can get more information. Because it's not because it's a personal situation, but because I just need to get more information and I want to handle it properly.
Yeah, and again, I'll say this: when things are bad, we don't need to make it worse. And I'm talking, when I say we, I'm talking as a community. Things happen, some of it's beyond your control. But when we take those, in my opinion, those sensitive type situations and make it, it becomes, the number one viral video.
Oh, and it's viral.
And it hurts people, hurts families. And that's the part that, anything, before that, that'll be handled, appropriately.
Yeah.
Civility and, and just respect for these type of things is something that we can control that,
And I mean, it speaks to, like, just what's going on in society, where we are as people, you know what I mean, for to come upon a situation and decide to pull out your camera and record as opposed to assist.
Yeah, and I met the young man who actually helped provided the assistance in terms of the clothing, and just today, random, we were out as a part of this work we were doing out in the field today. Saw the young man and just talked about it. Went and got some clothing for the young lady, and give us some privacy. Again, things leading up to that point that'll be dealt with appropriately, and we both don't need to dabble in that. But what happened in terms of us as a community?
Yeah, that's where I'm at, because like I said, that situation is going to take care of itself, because they always do. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? And you can feel how you want to feel, but the legal system, it'll play out. You know what I mean? It'll play out. But like you said, as a community, that's for me, that's the thing that's sticking out right now. Again, like, this is the reaction to seeing something like that. Like, so how how far, like where are we, man? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we literally took a situation where on the surface between two people, now we done made it a community wide, and it's embarrassing to the individuals, it's embarrassing to the community, where we should have rushed to protect at least the privacy of this young lady. But that didn't. I mean, it happened, but it could have happened earlier. But certainly not taking that to Facebook, and that's what I'm. Just disappoints me more. But lots of prayer, man. We got a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah, because again, man, it's a lot of things going on in that situation. We don't know where people are sometimes, what their breaking point is, and like that should be, again, you know what I mean, that should be a cautionary tale for a lot of people, because you know what you're gonna do, but you don't know how somebody's gonna react. So you better be mindful of what you do to people, and how you do it to people, because again, just because you think I'm supposed to react this way, sometimes that thing go left. You know what I mean? So it's and that's another part of the this conversation about, again, and that's why I love my podcast, because I don't want to get into, I'm not a victim blamer, or, you feel what I'm saying, because I don't know what the situation is, but I do know that things don't just happen in a vacuum. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just like, there's always two sides to the coin. Again, these stories got to play themselves out, but again, people should be mindful of what they're doing and who they're doing it to, because again, you don't know where people are sometimes.
Right. And that's yeah, exactly. But we can, as a community, improve in that arena in terms of just being more of a help than exacerbating the problem.
Yeah, and that part definitely. That part definitely. But is moving forward, again, these situations are obviously and apparently going to continue to pop their head up. But I just hope, like you said, I hope we learn from this moving forward. And again, I'll do a lot more in depth on that, but like I said, we'll let that play out.
And again, because we all still human, regardless of whether we're directly involved or on the outskirts of it. So we pray for all involved, that there's a positive outcome to bad situations, because as long as you're alive, man, we have a chance to do things better.
There you go.
That's what it's all about.
There you go. Yep. So let me ask you this here. I'm kind of shifting back gears, because I just wanted to go ahead and get that out of there. That's the thing that my phone is constantly blowing up. But back to what you were saying about what prompted these folks to come on out to have this meeting with the flood? Was this a scheduled meeting about the flood? About the flood.
Yeah, I requested that a rep from these two agencies, again from the South Carolina Department of Transportation and the Georgetown County Public Works, because as we know, roads and ditches, those things, they don't belong to town. But again, we have an interest in it, so I asked them to come out, and they did. In fact, we got the head guy from each of the organization, and learned a lot through that conversation. And so we all, again, we talk about it all the time. We said, who owns the roads and ditches, that kind of business. But here's what I learned today. Although DOT is responsible for the roads and the ditches along the primary roads and those kind of business, when that storm drain, like it is right now in Andrew's situation, again, this is years ago when things were done, right behind the folks' house on Magnolia. Yes, that's the DOT drain, but the problem is back in the day, they never got an easement agreement. So as he explained to me today, they can't. It's all because it's all private property. So you have one area maybe 2 or 3 feet wide, which is the ditch, but just to the left and right of that is property of either the owner, or in this case, CSX Railroad. And so going back to the cleanest thing out requires a excavator and these kind of things, and or a backhoe. In this case, it's probably a track hoe, because in some cases it's a little bit more populated with trees and debris. So they can't go back there without taking risk and damaging people's property without permission. And so that was it was a shocker for me, because as leadership changed, in the past, there was a gentleman from.
So help me out. How did this come along? Did you ask about this? How long did they know this? Is this something that they always knew and just, hey, whatever?
I don't know, because it was maintained, sporadically throughout over the years. In some areas, it wasn't a consistent maintenance program. And so, that happened over a number of years. And now here we come and asking apparently the right questions. And the folks in the seat, because the guy that's at the DOT, he's been around now maybe 6-7 years. So he hasn't always been in that position. The gentleman from Georgetown Public Works has been there, but again, not directly involved in it because of where you sit there. But there was someone doing some of that work as the people requested. So it wasn't a standard operating plan or procedure to do this. And then as a result, it grows up. So now as we dig into it and put a lot of pressure on ourselves and them, so let's have this conversation, then everybody has to go back and say, okay, where is this easement that we can now take this large vehicle in here to clear these woods and trees? Because there's some big trees along this this drainage, and to include pipes that are not the proper size. We saw that today. So you have a 42-inch pipe on inlet, and as it passes through, which is down here by the tree bowl, you're talking now about a less than an 18-inch pipe. And then when you get debris in that, then it all clogs up.
Grease,
it's everything. We went down. I got some pictures. I didn't send them to you, but there's literally a fan, hubcaps, bikes in the storm drain that they just throw into the ditch.
So this situation with the easements situation is this sounds like something that needs to go to court or has to go through a whole. How does that get resolved?
Well, and that was a question that was left unanswered, and so that's what I asked him. I said, so neither of you can go back there, and there's a policy now. The county has a policy that obviously they don't go on private property. That's understandable, but I didn't realize that when it's a private property, it includes those houses that were along the storm drain system. So then this thing backs up. So everything that's on Magnolia from Porter Boulevard south down to Tamarack are all now, impacted by these clogged ditches. And nobody now has the authority to go there. But so my question was, okay, but you own it. So is there someone's going to, work with the citizens? And I'm sure they will probably, in many cases, will give you access to that area and get this done. Well, that's the thing that nobody knows. Well, and I said, okay, so it's fair enough. At your level, you don't have an answer. So my next step is to take it to the next level, because it has somebody, if it's yours, you can't get to this. It's, for example, so this new outfall that has been on the books and, kind of caught up because they didn't have, all of the money I didn't have all the money. They had the money. The bids came in a little higher. And I think now they've advanced as of last week. They advanced through that. So now the new outfall, it's kind of moving along slowly, but moving, making progress. So all of those houses along, it was 43 houses along that path that we were going to create this new outfall so this water can move out of town. We had to get 43 agreements from each of those citizens where, it touches their property. And there was only a couple that, we had to go, one, I think we had to purchase some of the property. The lady wanted to sell them. And then there was others that wanted to have some more specific, specificity in the agreement to ensure that, yes, we're going to give you this. It's still mine, but then you're going to keep it clean, that kind of business, which makes sense. That same level of effort has to happen at the level above us for them to do what they're supposed to do. Otherwise, we're going to keep repeating these flooding experiences if nothing happens.
And that was my next question. So on a scale of importance, rating from 1 to 10, not being able to get to this not having access to what you're talking about, how does that affect the overall chances of, ever getting the system under control?
I mean, it certainly slows it down. I don't, I'm optimistic because, again, we're not going to quit asking and trying to figure something out. So what we today as a minimum, so we'll get with me and my staff, we'll get with the CEO of Trebo, because that obviously meant, where the young man, Mr. Anthony Baldwin, broke that, that dam and the water flowed through. We got to keep at a minimum, got to keep that area open. So we'll, hopefully we'll get a pressure hose or whatever, periodically go out there and just make sure that there's no debris, because that was the problem for the folks on the south side of town, down Tamarack, Sassafras, and Park Avenue, or Park Avenue, I believe it is. Those areas in that southeast corner or southeast corner of the town rely heavily on two critical points along this path to be free so that water can move out. And so we're going to, again, work with them and see if we can stay in and just, have a routine maintenance on that area. So at least we, the water will flow through that. But there are other problems upstream that it's amazing. So again, we learned a lot today, but there's more work to do. So I'll be taking this to outside the region, to the next level, up to Florence state, and see what we can do. And also there's the governor has an office that he stood up, the resiliency office back when the flood in 2015, and those guys are still doing work. So perhaps there's some funds through that can come down, and and maybe it's a contract that comes out and clear out these areas. But that's kind of where we are. It's not good. I did not want to hear that today, but it is what it is at this point.
Got you. So also, man, you had the YMC launch this past Saturday. How did that go? What was the turnout like?
It was from 10 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to commend Mr. David Bird, Mr. Zach, Brian, Brian Gary, all those folks and everyone else behind the scene, because they showed out in numbers. You're talking about the Parson family, the Brunel Foundation, all of those folks who invested into this. Was a big deal. The turnout did not reflect if I'm on their side, I would say, the appreciation, something is wrong. Okay. Because we didn't have the numbers that we should, because this is a program for our young men, 11 to 17. And we should have had that place. I mean, they had a very beautiful setup. They had, Miss Donna, who's doing all of their fitness. We had folks came from Myrtle Beach, from the YMCA Myrtle Beach. So their numbers were there. Ours was not like it should have been, in my opinion. But it's there. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for, everybody to get caught on. I'm not so sure what that is, but it is at this point that the participation wasn't what it was. But those folks that were there had a great time. Exchanges text message with Mr. Bryan today, or they're about to start the other programs that will be on a more consistent base, and it's getting these kids active and really teaching them how to be good folks, good citizens, and work heavily on their development. So, but yeah, wasn't what we wanted. So I was only up to about 11, 12, almost 11:45, and I had another event in Trio that I was invited to. But we're going to continue to work.
Yeah, we gotta keep the work going. I'll just say to the parents of these young men, anytime you get on whatever in front of your family or wherever, and ever say that, well, they don't have anything for these young boys in Andrews, you are a damn liar. There's a lot of people out here putting on the ground doing things. I'll say this, the same thing I said about the after school program that the YMCA put up at the elementary school that nobody participated in, and the same thing about the high school diploma program done by Councilman Angie Anderson. Where you could get your high school diploma or your GED free of charge. One person showed up and signed up for that. Again, like you say, we'll keep fighting, keep putting these things on. But your parents, we got to do better. We got to step up.
And they had basketball. I mean, the place, the inside the place was, with all the games, the hoops. It's almost like a little small carnival on the inside. So again, Mr. Brian Gary did a great job introducing the YMCA to the town of Andrews, and we're not. Again, we understand where we are right now, but the good news is that those people that are supporting are still putting the effort in.
In other words, let me translate that. The folks that's got the money. Matter of fact, this is the podcast. The white folks that are spending this money to invest in this predominantly Black community, they are still there. They're still showing up, but for some reason, we can't get our kids out to these places. Time for that to change, folks. Like, again, these folks putting this money up. I think the initial put up was about 250 grand. So that's just real talk. Like that's real talk.
It's yeah. So we just got to get out and take advantage. And I think there also is an YMCA after school program, which I was told that I think there's about 30 some odd students in the after school. And again, another great program to keep our kids, in a positive environment and to continue their learning and development. So now, just let's take advantage of it. If we didn't know, now we know. Let's go.
That's it. I can remember growing up, people saying, "Man, we need a YMCA in Andrews." Okay, there's one here. There's one here.
Yeah, it's coming. It's here. It's on site. So we just gotta. Much like again, the situation we were talking about that occurred down in Jones is that it's the community has to do better as a whole. We got to come together and take advantage of these things. Take care of people who are less fortunate, who may be in a very different position than you and I may be. It's our role. It's our job. Our obligation to make a difference in other people's lives. Because somebody prayed and blessed us along the way. That's just the way it is. I know this for a fact. There's no way that I got to where I am through all of the ups and downs and hazards without somebody else praying for me and somebody else stepping out and, hey, this guy's not a bad guy. Let's make sure he has a chance. And that's what we owe to our neighbors.
Yep. I this week and the last week, a word that has been coming up, just sticking with me, like I've been hearing it, is apathy and apathetic, and we've become, that, like,
we done got too comfortable, laid back,
chilling, like, okay, just
satisfied.
Yeah, and I mean, and what's funny is you will hear people complain about the direction things are going, but still, it's insanity. Just still continue to do the same, and again, not. Yeah, we gotta do better, folks. We gotta do better. Gotta do better.
I had a lady come for me on my Facebook page just because I was out supporting supporting Trio. I did a little video because, again, I get out and talk to people and try to encourage them to come and, support our events. So we go out there. And again, Trio is one of those communities that is also, supported by Andrews because we're the closest municipality. So a lot of them are family, friends, and so I got criticized for that. So asked me, is that all I have to do? And of course I wanted to respond, but I didn't. And, but I would say, hey, where were you when this YMCA was, grand opening?
That's was, and I bet you that person is probably, I don't know who it is, obviously, but I would just assume if they're from Andrews, they're probably a big contributor because everybody's a contributor over there on Andrews SC News. Did they cover any of that?
Not to my knowledge, but again, in all fairness, I left, 11:45, so I'm not so sure who was out there recording, but just a point to make. You can't, and so we can't let those kind of negative comments or views stop you from doing what's right and what's best. And again, I had actually through that visit, I spoke with a young lady there who had like 37 years as a clerk of court in Washington D.C. and she's back home in Trio, so she's trying to get that community together, continue the things that they just they were doing, but also have a broader event that that brings these outlying communities, Trio, Big Dam, Bloomingville, all of us to one place because we're all under the 29510, and we all won. So to me, and I'll do it again. I'll go where I want to go basically, but I'm certainly going to go do that.
She sounds like the type that says, "Oh no, I don't mind Mexicans in my neighborhood."
I hope not.
As long as he's got a leaf blower on his back.
Yeah, I hope not. That would be bad. That would be real ugly.
People, I don't know. That's again. I don't envy your position, but I do appreciate the job that you do in that position. But I'm not envious of it at all. And the young people definitely encourage you to get involved, because that's the thing is just what are you arguing about? You know what I mean? We here in a few minutes we'll have these people will have knockdown drag arguments about football, but things that, again, the ambulance situation in town. Who's running for your local county councilman, who's running for your clerk of court, who's running for your solicitor, things that really affect you right now.
Yeah, I don't get a break from that way I said. So that's constantly on my mind. These things that, as you said, that are important for our community and the broader community, where if they leave it on the table long enough, you'll forget about it. I can't. I don't have that luxury. So it's a constant fight and putting in a lot of effort to get the things that we deserve, not need and deserve here in town. And so it would be very helpful if people would come out like Mr. Anthony Bowen and volunteer your service to make things a little bit better. We just have to, and it's not going to move as fast as it possibly can if we don't have a unified front.
And that's definitely the truth. That's definitely so. And listen, you be back in the booth this Friday night.
Hey, 2024-25. Well, I guess it's 2024 football season kickoff. That's why I'm wearing my yellow jacket tonight. You know, and so I'm looking forward to it. You know, we talk about all these young, bright, you know, talented athletes that are coming back. I'm looking forward to it. The schedule's a little bit different in terms of we're playing a lot of folks up in the Berkeley and probably Dorchester. I'm not so sure how far that goes up, but it should be exciting. I'm sure Coach have the guys ready, and so I'm looking forward to being in the booth tonight, Friday night against Georgetown
Georgetown, yeah.
High Bulldogs.
Georgetown, did they win against they played Kingstree, played a close game. I know it was 1 point was the difference. Let's see who did Georgetown play. I don't know why. I'll tell folks. Why is you calling me at this time? That is
Someone do that.
Man. Yeah, but they had a tough one against Kingstree. And I'm always you know, these games like this that let me see if I can find that score there. But these are some of the scores from this past around the state from this past Friday night. Oh man.
Yeah, those okay. I see Carolina Forest. I was about to say those are upstate folks, but it's not. Blythewood. Okay. Yeah, those are big boys there. Greer and all of them.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's get through here. I'm trying to find Colin Prep. I can't believe it. Let me turn this phone off here. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have any of these cats on our schedule yet.
No, Cross down there. They looking strong, back strong again from 1A. Let's see, Dorman, Eastside, Florence, none of these folks here. Dorchester, Georgetown, Kingstree.
Oh, well, that was close.
Yeah, Georgetown won that by 1 point. So I didn't get to check into the stats yet, but I'm gonna get look into that to kind of see what we're gonna be facing. But what I was saying is, Georgetown's got a game under their belt, so that one game experience, you know, we're gonna have to catch up to that game speed that they already, you know, people might not think that's a difference, but yeah, that one game
it's huge.
It's a big difference. You know, they got the, you know, they game speed hitting and everything, you know, and so we got to catch up to that. And but I think what we got on the field is gonna be I can't wait to be there. It's gonna be huge.
Oh, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a big turnout. Again, yeah, of course, it's a rivalry, but just the talent in our juniors and our seniors is going to be something special to watch. You know, Big Davion McNair, you know, I call him the pressure cooker because he put a lot of pressure on his quarterbacks, man. There's nowhere around him. He's even bigger now. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I seen he was just awarded some kind of scholarship through this law thing, and this year bringing back podcast player of the year. Got to do something special. Oh, and our date is October 4th to feed the team.
Okay,
October.
That's the one with Felicia.
No, that's the date Coach gave us.
Okay, October 4th.
Yeah.
All right, so I have back to back. I'm with Felicia on another one as well.
Okay,
that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're traveling. It's an off game, and so I'm looking forward to it, man. Whatever we can do, you know, and folks out there from the area, let's get out and support our football team, all of our sports.
Volleyball's wide open right now.
Yeah, I need to go see some of that. I didn't catch any of the games last year.
Yeah, I will, and get some interviews with those young ladies. You know, that's my goal this year, is to get a wider range of, you know, because I'm football 100%.
I think a lot of us are football based, you know, football, basketball. You see pretty good turnouts. Not as much, but we should with the track team and volleyball, those kind of things. Now, I think they're going to expand. I don't know whether they have all of the coaches, but, you know, I think they were going to integrate tennis, men's volleyball. I don't know if that came through, but all those were advertised for coaches to try to get those sports into Andrews High School. So I'm not sure where they are with that, but whatever it is, if you can come out and support them, and let's encourage the kids to be their best on and off the court, in the classroom, on the court, wherever they go. So this is a part of it.
No doubt. I see you guys had some issue with the trash truck here, but you back up and running on regular schedule here.
Yeah, just some mechanical problems. They're up, and I encourage folks just follow it. I'm still getting, I get some calls right now, but in fact, I missed the date, so mine will sit there until Monday, but they're actually on schedule. So tomorrow is Wednesday, and so those who normally get yours picked up on Tuesday, tomorrow you're up. You're up. So this, if any doubt, leave it, because we're gonna run the truck throughout the week, and we'll add some flexibility to it because we know it's off schedule. And again, I'm sure I'm not the only one that missed pickup today. And the rule applies to me too. If your can is not at the road, then you don't get it picked up. And I don't make any exception for myself. So it's sitting right there. It's gonna be right when they pick it up. I had a seafood boil, man, and so yeah, I may have to leave those guys a tip or something out there because it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, but yeah, please follow the schedule. And it was I think it was something with the steering, but this was a brand new truck we bought in 2017, so it's right now. And I wish we could afford two vehicles and have a backup, but that's just not in the budget. But we're looking at it as well for long-term plans. So bear with us, and the truck will we'll keep it active throughout the weekend. And we got to make some stops. I'm not by exception if we miss you. And I think the guys are pretty well versed on these routes, and we'll work with them. But that's So I'm glad you because that was becoming generating a lot of questions.
I got you.
But keep people telling stay on our website.
Yep.
The app that we have, you get these information up to date. When we post them, you get them straight to your phone. So go ahead and download the Andrews app, and you'll be as informed as you possibly can, without being in a part of the daily operation.
Exactly, without having to go and look on social media for an answer.
Yeah, that's often wrong information.
Yep, you can get it directly from there. Also, this was on you guys' site, on the town's page, and it's a call by the United Way to Heroes for Literacy. What do we have here? Help children unlock the power of reading. Reading unlocks a world of possibilities to our children. However, in Georgetown and Williamsburg County, nearly 2/3 of children are reading below grade level by the end of 3rd grade. That is a fact.
Big shout out to Black River United Way, again led by Miss Yolanda McCrae, who's the CEO. They're taking a very active approach now to getting into the communities and providing these kinds of services. So you mentioned earlier the YMCA. It's not just the Y. You have the Y here. We always had the Freedom Readers, where we got young kids in there improving their ability to read and reading and comprehension. And so it's happening. This is another one coming. So let's take advantage of it and get our kids involved.
Yeah, and so here's what it is, guys, and listen up. And this is what we're talking about, that community involvement. Heroes for Literacy, H4L, is an initiative where community members dedicate 1.5 hours each week, an hour and a half, for 9 weeks to tutor children in reading. This volunteer experience is open to individuals, companies, churches, and civic groups, allowing participants to become everyday heroes in the literacy development of our children. Recruiting heroes for Andrews Elementary, Kensington Elementary, Maryville Elementary, Greeleyville STEAM Academy, Hemingway Elementary, W.M. Anderson Primary. Learn more by scanning that QR code or visit the Black River. Let's see, I can't hardly see that. What do we got here? Black River UW unitedway.org, or contact Adriel Cooper Program Associates at 843-546-6317 extension 1, or there's a website there which is AC Cooper UW dot nope AC Cooper at blackriverinUW.org. But you can find all the stuff on the Town of Andrews' page, and I'll be posting it here shortly in a little bit on my Facebook page also. But this is definitely what we're talking about: community involvement. These things don't work if the community don't work. So why become a hero? Make a lasting impact. Help children develop the the foundational skills they need to succeed in school and life. Strengthen your community. Literacy is the key to in a thriving, prosperous community. Literacy is, let me read that again. Literacy is the key to a thriving, prosperous community. Your efforts will increase brighter future for a brighter future for everyone. That can't be said loud enough. Join a prestigious group. Be a proud hero. You can post it all on your Facebook page and be the envy of your friends, and just talk junk to them like, girl, you need to do something with your life. You don't do nothing but go to work and go to church. You don't do nothing for your community. You know what I mean? Got to talk junk to your friends. You got to, that's,
We need
get
them
them
all.
out of yeah. Unlock your leadership potential. Through H4L, you will develop new skills and gain access to a valuable network of like-minded leaders. So it's definitely something that you want to get involved in. An hour and a half, that's all they asking. 1.5 hours a week. Okay. So if you are retired and you're looking for something to do, here is an opportunity for you to connect with the young minds and have get that system set up to where you're giving them knowledge and they're giving you knowledge.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And while we're on school business, I want to remind everybody you have 4 finalists for the Georgetown County
I'm
Schools
not
District.
putting up all 4 of them. I'm gonna put up one of them, but go ahead.
That's the one we want, Dr. Bethany Giles. And so that decision, I think there's going to be a meet and greet, if I'm not mistaken, it's September 16th. A meet and greet probably at the school district's office. So if everybody can get out, but I think before that time, there's going either before or after, it's going to be a school district meeting scheduled, regular meeting, and we ask people to come out and let the board members know who you want to be our next superintendent for the school district. Because otherwise, again, we may miss our blessing. I'll put it like that. So Dr. Giles is. Now, if you look at, I don't know if you had an opportunity to look at the credentials for all of these 4 candidates. Okay, yeah, those are the board members. And so, and you just look at their credentials. And if we're talking about continuity and longevity and that kind of business that we need here in familiarity with the district and the experience and the qualification, Dr. Giles is our choice. She's our best, exactly. And they're not going to meet a more professional, educated, brilliant, and young lady than right here. And I'm sure the others have, they're good in their own rights, but we need Dr. Giles in this position. In fact, there was an issue today that was brought to my attention regarding the safety of the kids walking to school down here from Jones Avenue. And it wasn't.
So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They're not riding the bus over there. Did they just not have a bus this year?
No, I think it is, but there was an effort made. A fence was in place behind Rosemary. It used to be open. Something occurred, so on the campus, some damage to some of the vehicles. Something happened, so they closed the gate. Well, not thinking there's kids that walk there that goes through this gate. And so a parent called me, and because she had already reached out to a couple of people, and she wasn't okay with the response, because it did not solve the problem. Because what happened when they closed this thing, which was a week ago, the kids were forced to walk down 521 from that crossing at the Christian Academy around by the old, by Sitco to get to school. Now, that is not okay.
No.
And so somebody on at a level not where Dr. Giles has made some decision that just wasn't okay, wasn't safe. And so parent reached out, made a call to Dr. Giles, and that was corrected on the spot. And so now they will work it out where that gate is open and kids come in, and obviously after, when school starts, it'll close it. It's that simple. But these kind of things has to be brought to the right level, even wherever you are. If you're the decision maker, whether it's me or not, a lot of times our subordinates will make decisions that's probably not well thought out at sometimes, but the things that critical need to be brought up to the right level. So then the head of whatever department that is, or overall organization, need to be a part of that when you're talking about the safety of kids. Because imagine, one suggestion was to go down to another site. Well, that site was heavily, it's a wooded area, so that wasn't going to work. But my point is, we brought the issue to Dr. Giles, and it was corrected on, immediately when it was brought to our attention with the details. And that's the kind of response we need when we're dealing with our kids. When we deal with the safety of our kids, it has to get to the right level. And so that could have been, if that parent wouldn't have said anything, who knows?
Yeah, and that's Georgetown County, like the way the Georgetown County government works is, and it seems like you get people that make these decisions that don't think about department heads, and they'll make decisions, or whatever level they are, make decisions, and they don't think about, well, why don't we just place somebody here, or even get some surveillance through this area right here, instead of forcing these kids out on and it's just like.
But and so my point to this familiarity with the place, and knowing a direct call, I was able to describe what this thing looked like. She was very familiar with it, obviously, and made a sound decision, and made an informed decision to make this adjustment. And then I'm sure they're going to work on a permanent fix. But at this time, those kids should be able to go through there, and everyone will be fine. People's property will be taken care of, and our children, because that's a very dangerous curve or crossing site that I still believe is not marked or lit properly, because those same kids that live on Jones Avenue on the west side of town, on the west side, hold on, when they come back from these so Friday night football game, I'm curious to know how many kids are going to be walking back through that area to try to get back home. So we got to take a real deep dive on the safety in and around these areas and crossing, because it's dark. And again, shout out to my Mayor Pro Tem, who has been working diligently to get lights at these places. And so, but at this point, it's still not enough for me to be comfortable that our kids are safe going to and from these school activities.
Yeah, that's going to be something to watch Friday night, and I'll make sure once I get out of there to kind of, head through that way.
Yeah. So that's all. Again, another community get active, and let's build this village. Let's build this village, and so we can take care of kids.
It's about a community getting active, man. There's a young man out actually up this way where I'm at up here, man. That's him. He's running for mayor now. He's actually a city councilman out there in Allendale. I wish we could have him on at some point. But let me give him some airtime right here. And again, this is in Allendale, South Carolina. A again, a young man, coaching, driving trucks, own a business, just actually doing something in his community. And you have a connection. But anyway, let me play this first.
Hey, Allendale, this is Marlon Creech, Mr. C4C. I am running for the next mayor of the town of Allendale. It's been a pleasure to serve as town council for y'all. So now it's just time for me to step my game up a little bit. You're not out of reach if you vote for Marlon Creech November 5th. I expect to see you to the poll.
Man, I didn't have a cool slogan like that.
I was about to say the slogan. I like that. It's not out of reach if you, but his name plays right there for it. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, bright young man. Again, as you said, I've had the pleasure of working with him as we go to these different elected officials, training and educational forums that is set out by the municipal association. And so I have an opportunity, man, to work with him and just talk to him. And he's a bright mind. He's going to do Allendale great. And so I call him a friend and try to do what we can to help encourage each other, move each other forward as we try to be the best public servants we can. So yeah, Mr. Creech is a good man.
Yeah, I met him in Barnwell.
Yes.
Yeah, he came down to a guy that was finishing up his mayor term in another friend of you guys. And I was
was it Barnwell?
Yeah, in Barnwell. I was up there trying to cause trouble. I met the Jamaican lady. It was.
Yes, you were.
but I listen. I'm gonna let y'all know though, the rebel flags when I came in town, they had me thinking. They had me thinking like, do you really want to?
Hey, send if you can send him the link. He's trying to get in.
Okay, let's see. Where can I send it? Where would I send it to? Let me see if I can find him on Facebook. I find him on Facebook. I got you.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me get.
He's out there in the listening land.
I tell you what, Mr. Creech. Let's see if I can do this. This will be easier. Check this out. What I'm about to do is edit the title on Facebook. Right, and what I need you to do is, and Mayor, I'm gonna have to send you another link tomorrow to reconnect your Facebook page to the because it I don't know what happened. StreamYard switching some stuff up, but so what I'm gonna do, Creech, I'm gonna put this in the. I'm gonna put a link in the description. It's gonna change here in a second, and then you'll be able to click that link and pop right on.
As you're doing that, man, and we still keep his family in prayer. He lost his brother a couple of weeks ago, and so the family is still, obviously mourning the loss of that young man. And so an opportunity to go up and spend a couple of hours with Marlon, and he was just, again, try to take his mind off of, for a little while. And man, he got an opportunity to take me around his town and show me all the things that he's got in motion. All of the vision he had for the town of Allendale. Again, small town like Andrews, and so it's great to see others out there trying to make, again, when we make these small towns better, it obviously improves the state of South Carolina and make us more appealing, and that's what he's doing. And so it was great hanging out there with him. He and his family, a great family. So as he moved through this process, man, again, we keep him encouraged, because again, it's things like that we don't know, we haven't experienced in some time that will be a weight on someone that is almost unbearable sometimes. So having people around and talking to them and keeping them gainfully occupied, man, is helpful. So that's my guy. We'll be able to get him on.
Yeah, I also sent that to your messenger also, Creech. If not, you can check the description on Facebook, click that link. Just go look at the title on Facebook, click that link, and you'll pop right in there. He's probably in the back now setting up his name and stuff.
Yeah, and I spoke with him there. He was, I can hear all the kids in the background, so he's sound like a bunch of young gridiron warriors out there trying to get their football game together.
Yeah,
So,
man, I'm learning this soccer game, man. I'm learning why God is playing.
you're a
I,
soccer dad.
I'm a soccer dad, dude, and she loves, when I say love, to watch a child fight through the pain. Like, and I know she was tired. I know she was hurting, and she was just like, I was so proud of her, man. Like she just fought through, and then because on the way there, she got her these little training things or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she brought it along. She was like, hey, I want to do some work after practice. First, when I heard that, you know what I mean, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm acting like I don't care, you know what I mean. And so, yeah, after practice, I'm like, oh yeah, she definitely ready to go. Like, I want to kick the ball around a little bit. Go for it, man. You know. But, yeah. So yeah, Creech, that link is there, and then I did put it in your messenger on Facebook. Send you a friend request there. And I got to get I know a little bit about what's going on in Allendale. I know that mayor they got now. Man, listen, Creech, let's get down there and do some videos, baby. Let's go ahead and get you up in there. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna let you know when I get to town, baby. Hey, I'm gonna let you know off the top now. When I get to town, here we go. It's gonna be yeah, they that's like in Barnwell. Don't want folks looking at me like, hold up, bro. You really bold coming up in here.
Hey, it was a different kind of atmosphere.
Ooh, that went on the front seat too. It was like, hold on now, what's going on here?
Gotta be bold about it.
Hey, it, you know.
And did you know that Allendale was a football and basketball powerhouse?
I know the girls basketball back in the day. Back during the time when my cousin Demetri and them was playing, that was one of their big nemesis. Allendale was like because I've always said, man, the women down in this area, Allendale, Bamberg, Denmark, tall. Like I've never seen so many tall, women, and that's what they grown
Look,
big out here.
I'm telling you, hey, look, there were banners all around, man. I'm talking dating back, I think, to maybe the '60s, all the way up,
Hey,
now.
Blacksville High School. That
Yeah,
was a hotbed for they was good in football, single A, and they was good in ladies basketball. They won, yeah, like you said, Title Town.
yeah, and from Blackville, I played with a couple guys. A good friend of mine from Blackville, baseball, he was football. I think he may have been quarterback. I don't know. Lou was a little bit, he was a little more vertical challenged than I am. So I think he played. He had a great arm. I know he played baseball and probably football, but tough competitors. Now one day we'll have Mr. Chris Crawford from Abbeville on. If we just want to talk football, there's no other team in this state better than Abbeville.
Hey, and he got a reason to talk. I ain't even gonna front. Abbeville is that state championship run through Abbeville.
Hey,
Year
McGee,
year
he's
by
still
year.
having some problems getting on. I don't know what's up. Let me see.
All right. Yeah, tell him he could just click that link in the messenger or let's see what we got here. I'm gonna put it in the let's see what we got here. Where can I put that thing in the comment section? That's what I'm gonna put
Yeah,
it
while
at.
you're working that too, I know the folks recall we had Mrs. Lakeisha, Dr. Lakeisha uh, Benton on last week, talking about the sudden cardiac arrest, and 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 how that affects our young athletes, and so they were out since that last podcast. They went down to Fort Valley and did about almost 300 screenings of college students, and so that's a great thing. Again, we talk about, in fact, unfortunately, we had a kid that died, I think last week. I know it was a head injury, young high school football player, I believe it was. And so that's, different injury. But again, the risk for our young kids that are out there playing football in this heat and all kinds of things going on, let's just minimize the risk by getting them screened to avoid these sudden cardiac arrests that we know now is according to the numbers that the NOLA organization is putting out, is that it's one of the number one cause of death for our high school athletes across the state. So let's try to get ahead of that by getting them screened, and so I told her we'll have her back on us to give us an update, some more particulars about the screening they did down in Fort Valley, and we hope to get those same resources here in Georgetown.
Yeah, because we got 20 kids already pledged for.
Okay.
Yeah, we got hold on, did I say 20? No, 10 kids.
10, okay.
Yeah, we got 10. Andrea Hannah and her daughter Rachel pledges to take care of 5, and Palmetto Pest Control take care of 5.
Good. I'll say it. I'll pitch in there too and grab 5 of them myself. And so and I'll get with the Dr. Benson and see when we can. When can we get those resources here on the other side of the state, in the PD Low Country area.
Absolutely. I don't know what he's I'll tell you what.
Is the link that you sent me still good?
Yeah.
I'll try and send that again.
Okay. Let me see if he got in on Messenger over there. Yeah, let's see. Let me send you a request on Messenger, on Facebook, I guess.
Okay, this might work. We'll see. It's presenting something a little bit different than it did before. Let's see what he has. Technology sometimes it can be a challenge.
Hey, sometimes that thing will just decide I'm not working today, and then you get back tomorrow, try it, and it'll be like, oh, my bad.
Hey, are you coming down before Friday, or how early on Friday? I know you're a working man. You have a job out there.
Yeah, Friday, because I got to help my daughter move on Friday morning. So as soon as I get that done, I got to call her tomorrow to make sure that's because she'll last minute you in a second. Like, oh, I forgot. I didn't, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's what daughters do.
Golly, man, just last second, I had me hyped to go to church this past weekend. It's like, all right, so I'm gonna go to church with you. All right, boom. I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you in the morning. Oh, I picked up another shift.
Hey, you gotta love them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, where you at? Try that link again. Let's see if Marley can pick up on that.
Yep. Down there, that's where Priester from down there in Allendale area down there.
Who's he?
Priester. I think he ran for Clemson back in the day.
I'm not familiar. Not familiar with that player. Is he in the league?
I don't think he did go to the league. He had the potential, but I don't think he made it to the league.
Yeah, I just launched my own league, man, fantasy football. So we got a few teams in there. I got to build it out. We'll have the draft come this Saturday.
Oh, hey man, send me the link.
Okay.
I'll hop in there. Listen,
I didn't know-
I retired from I was too good. I was winning
Yeah.
too many leagues. I got titles. Where you got it set up on Yahoo, or what you got it set up on?
NFL.
Okay, I think I
Yeah.
may have one or two over there. Yeah,
See,
I was so
I
good,
never-
man. I got bored. I got bored
Really?
with it. I used to do money leagues, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and but I just got bored with it. I just stopped playing. But I definitely want to get in. I wanted to start a league. I'm glad you're doing that. We could
Yeah, I think it's good, and I've got a couple people in there now, but and I think Marlon's going to join us too. But they're all Cowboy fans. Cynthia,
it's easy to beat them. It's easy to beat them.
Yeah.
Get your CD Lambs, get your Dak Prescott, get your whatever Dallas players you want. It's people that do that. Like that's easy money because like I said, they'll pick their whole team, not understanding how it actually works. And
that's what yeah. So and it's a great strategy. I played a few years ago. Just didn't have time, and so I'll be in this league, and I think in one more. And a lot of folks think it's time consuming. It's not necessarily.
It's not, man. You
set it,
you go. Yeah, baseball and basketball is a little more because you got that games during the middle of the week, and then you got injuries. You know what I mean? Because you can't just set your roster sometimes like that because you don't know somebody's load managing this night or whatever. And yeah, but
yeah, and I've never played those. It's just basketball for me. I mean, a football for me. So, but it'll be fun.
All right, so Creatures on Facebook. You got that. Just click the link. Oh, McCormick's in the league.
Yeah, she's in the league. A Cowboy fan.
It's all good. I at least I know I won't finish last.
No, Dallas is definitely. That's all I said. This might be an opportunity for Dallas to win a Super Bowl, but you get fantasy because it's all fantasy anyway for them.
Oh, so let me ask you this, McCormick, as a Dallas fan, who's got the bigger hot seat this year, Mike McCarthy or Dak Prescott? If you don't, anything less than an NFC championship is definitely, because you guys went 12-5 for the last 3 years, so 12 wins, that's not it. If you don't win the NFC championship, which I think you won't, who has the hotter seat, Mike McCarthy or Dak Prescott? Put it in the comment section.
It might be both of them.
It's Jerry.
I think Jerry's fed up with both of them. Jerry's out there to practice at spring training.
I'll tell you this though, if the Panthers don't move in a different direction, I'm done. I'm done over there. It's since so she's saying Dak Prescott is on the hotter seat. I don't know. I believe Dak can.
Prescott, really?
Yeah, because they about to tie some money up in Dak, some more money up in him. So, and boy got paid. CD Lamb got paid.
Oh, he got paid big time. What, a fourth highest player, what, non-quarterback position? He better perform because Jerry's sitting there with the hatchet.
That's my thing. You know what I mean? You can get your money. I don't mind, but boy, you better be able to.
That's a lot of pressure.
When the lights come on, and receivers got this diva tag on them, which some of them have earned it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's
and $38 million guarantee, I think, signing.
Yeah, I don't even like the idea of that either, man. Like with the posting these athletes, contracts, the number, like, because it's it's undue social pressures to me. Like, I mean, you don't post how much Jerry made last year.
You didn't post what I made. Come on, you know.
All right, McCormick, let's get it. How many? What's your season pick for you guys this year? For my Panthers, I'm gonna say we're gonna go 8-8. That'll be great. If we go 8-8, that'll be, we're moving in the right direction. What you think the record? Oh, y'all going 17-0?
That's what you said?
No. That's Dallas fans. That's their answer. But we going undefeated.
Hey, the reality is these guys are always
delusional.
Their whole regular season is a fantasy football league. That's
every win is a Super Bowl, like, and then the losses are always, I'm still them boys. You know what I mean? I'm still nobody asks you, still them boys. Nobody asks you that. Nobody asks you, is you still? We know you still them boys. Just take the loss, okay? Still them boys.
There's something about that fan club, that fan base, man, is different from anything I've ever.
if you want to get into selling NFL merchandise, you better buy a bunch of Dallas gear, because they ain't gonna spend it. I promise you. Might not know nothing about the actual game of football, but they know the Cowboys played and if they win or not.
It's sad, but we gotta love them too. We'll pray for them. We gotta love them too.
Oh no, yeah, I love them, but I'm gonna hate on them all year. Starting, get the heat early.
Oh, I'm the number one fan for that. I'm the hater of the year for the Cowboys. They'll tell you. They get the business. I don't know, my man. Let me see. He's no luck, huh? He's not in the waiting room.
He commented earlier. And so that link, if you're on Facebook, yeah, you're definitely on Facebook. You can there's a link at the bottom of the description. Click on that. Oh man, look at here. Real Cowboy King. Listen. Hey, he over in Dallas. He out there in Dallas now. Golly.
Yeah, that's commitment. Leroy, what's going on, homie? We done push some buttons. You said Cowboys, man.
The numbers said, listen, I'm liking the show now. You getting a little out of hand now. Hey, that's a true Cowboy there now for forever.
Hey, they all are, man. It's like they are preparing the excuse when they see the final buzzer and they didn't win. They got 10 excuses.
Yes,
10. And so, they're committed, man. That's what keeping these folks with high blood pressure, medicine in business. Cowboy fans.
Cowboy fans. Yeah, it is.
Good to see you, Leroy.
Yep. Creech, where you at, buddy? Click that link.
And what happened to Mr. Thomas? Thomas, that would always come on. Always got something to say about Super Chick.
Yeah, Thomas, he'll check in every once in a while. He be sending me links every day, attachments every day.
Really?
Every day he's sending me an attachment or something.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while.
No doubt. So, what have you guys landed on a main stage act for Heritage Fest?
Yeah, we're working with a couple of hey, I just found on while I was out in Trio, man, there's a young artist, African, that great music. So we're trying to work something out with him. Just some really, really soulful music. And of course, we like to bring back our main feature, which is Live in the Flesh. Those guys are, at the top right now, I think, locally. So we're trying to work something out to bring them back. And so we'll know more by the end of the week where we are, lock in. But people need to understand on that weekend for the Heritage Festival and the Andrews High School homecoming, it's going to be a lot going on. with the 31st, that Thursday being the Halloween event we typically have on Main Street. We're probably going to yield to the high school this year because really, if we do the Halloween event on Main Street that Thursday night, Friday is going to be the parade, homecoming parade, and Saturday the festival. We're probably not going to get permission to block the roads three days in a row. Fortunately, the high school, is putting on this big Halloween event that we will probably partner with them, but we're working through the details of that right now, where we won't again inconvenience the folks traveling to and through the town. So just stay tuned on that. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be big. A lot of folks from out of town, calling, trying to get some specifics on it. And this event grows every year. And just, I think, a good move to link it to homecoming where everybody can get out and celebrate and have a good time together. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And that's what I was going to ask too. Have any words come down on, how, or I guess they're going to go with the same setup they did last year, putting the classes out in that same area, or?
Yeah, I think the tailgate, which is huge. I don't think that's changed, to be honest with you. I think there will be some adjustment because of the just for safety, and they're going to make some adjustments to the parking area. In what I've heard unofficially. But in terms of the event going off, yeah, that's huge for the school. I think it raises a lot of money for them. It gives all of us old folks an opportunity to come together, break bread, and tell football tales and all that good stuff, man. So, unfortunately for me, I'm in the booth. I don't get to spend a lot of time with my classmates. But again, class of '82 is probably going to be the best again. That's just that's how we roll. Hey, it's the hub. It's the hub of AHS. It's class of '82. And
I'm getting 95 been reaching out, and they want to come on a Tuesday. So I think we can get it together. That's 95 in them. There you go. They think they think Andrews High wasn't built until 95.
I know. You remember when Felicia used to have those the oyster roast, the black and gold oyster roast, man. We won the first 2 or 3 years. I know definitely the first 2 years. We had more, higher turnout, and then here comes 95, and I don't know where these kids come from, and they just took over. They overwhelmed us and started having more participants at that event. That was something special too.
He's talking about 05. Golly.
Oh my, 05. Yeah. I was about to retire about that time. 95. Look at all this. These youngins.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to do a deep dive in the 82 year, all the great things that happened across the world in 1982, and they'll see. They'll see all the great folks came out of that era. But it's good, man, and it really brings a lot of us, just the camaraderie, and old school. I remember the first time I was called old school. I think I was 32 years old, and I was in Virginia playing basketball. Saw some kids out there and went out there and look, I was smoking them young cats, and I heard one of the guys say, "Hey, somebody get old school, man." Hey, that thing hurts too, boy. That hit my heart, man. I'm like, look, I'm 32, and it's like, somebody get old school, man. This old cat getting all the rebounds. I'm like, man, I am in that arena. So if they call me old school at 32, this is 20 some odd years later. So,
hey, Creech, man, you got to reach out to me, man. Let me let's because I'm not that far from you. One day I can pull out there one day this week, man, and show me around, and let's shoot something real fast for your campaign. I definitely want to help you out in this race, and I haven't checked out your competitor yet now, but I definitely want to get out there and help you out any way I can, bro. I met you, and I think you'd be good for the direction of small town. Same thing, Andrews. I think it's probably comparative of population, right?
Yeah, they maybe a few, less than Andrews. We're 2575 in the voting population, and I don't think it's that much. They may be more. I have to check with Marlon. But we need to, and so I'll say this to the citizens in Allendale, South Carolina. And this again, I've been doing this for a little while, learned a lot. You're not going to know everything coming in. It's going to be challenges, but I'm saying to the people in Allendale, guys, get out there and vote for Marlon Creech. I've seen him in action. He's at all of these educational forums they have for elected officials, and learning and getting himself educated to be the best public servant you possibly can for his constituents. So I've seen him. So he's the truth. And as he said, and if I could say it right, he said, you're never out of reach when you vote for Marlon Creech. So y'all get out there and support this young man. And Marlon, if I butcher that up, forgive me, it, nothing but love, brother. But y'all get out there and take care of him and get him in office, and you'll see things start to change.
Yeah. What's your population in Andrews?
And according to the census, because not everybody got out there and people don't understand that whole linkage. But right now, because we were at 2,800, and I know our population grew because we had quite a few folks move in from across the state or country. But right now on the books is 2,575 registered voters, or not just voters, just people, citizens in the city limits.
You got Allendale by 60 residents.
Woo!
This is 2,515.
Okay.
Yeah, he said here 8,500 countywide.
Yeah, and that's what for us too. We service a lot. In across Williamsburg County, Big Dam, Bloomingville. A lot of folks come here. We got 2,000 students, so I get it. As we look at things and plan, we got to understand that we need to build and grow that support the broader Andrews, not just the folks that are here. So, big guy, yeah, man. Best of luck. I know you're gonna do well. I'll be up there to help you. We'll come in and stomp for Marlon Creech there in Allendale. We'll
somebody's gonna see this, right? And they're not gonna read, and they're gonna say, "Who running for the mayor? Andrews."
Because it's all that black and gold. Oh man, hey, that's reading is fundamental, baby.
Oh shit! Let me bring this back up, because definitely calling all heroes, man, and this is very important. So, listen, if you're looking for something to do, if you know somebody that's retired and still got something in the tank to give these kids, let's get it out the tank. Don't die with knowledge, okay? I know that's kind of morbid, but you know what I mean. You get the point. You feel what I'm saying? If you got some in the tank, here's some people that definitely can benefit from your lifelong experiences. All right. So, and here it is, calling all heroes. Help unlock the power of reading. Reading unlocks the power of possibilities for our children. However, in Georgetown and Williamsburg counties, nearly 2/3. That is ridiculous. Nearly 2/3 of children are reading below grade level by the end of the 3rd grade. And I saw a statistic where if they continue on that track right there, by the time they graduate, they'll be 5 grades behind in the reading level. So it's like, the farther they go, the farther they get behind in this thing. And so these programs are essential to helping out.
Well, and if those that don't know, 3rd grade is that point where they begin to assess how these kids their behavior, the education, and then they start those are data points that lead to building more prisons, believe it or not. They start preparing for prison.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
for the kids at that level, or for adults or wherever they are, because they at third grade, and all of these things are data points that kind of help them determine if they need more prisons to accommodate folks that's just showing signs at that age that's not going to be upstanding citizens. So let's take advantage of these things, man, and give our kids the foundation that they need to be as successful as they possibly can.
I mean, and that's a sad commentary, because it from there, they know, like, the track that child's already on that downward track, like turning it around is obviously, like I said, they build prisons based off this data. So let's reduce the number of prisons being built, I guess.
Educating, getting
by
our kids
helping out, by getting out there, by volunteering, because if I hear all these people talking about racism and fighting racism, well, if you don't teach your child to read properly and prepare your child properly to fight out here in this world, you're worse than any racist ever. That's probably a little too far, but anyway. But Marlon, man, we gotta figure this out. But anyway, hit my inbox, and so that I can get out to Allendale one day this week, man. We'll sit down, do an interview, and put it out there, and get the people of Allendale up on what they need to be doing. Make sure everybody's registered, because we still got some time. But in South Carolina, you got to be registered 30 days prior to the election, which is election is November 5th, meaning September 5th. Wow, that's not that far.
In October
5th. Yeah. I skipped a month there. So October 5th. October 5th, you got to be registered to vote in the state of South Carolina if you plan to participate in the election November 4th, which will be the presidential election, which will be the the whole thing. It'll be the whole thing. So keep that in mind. Figure out what you're going to do to excite these young people to get them to go register to vote. Actually, go register to vote is not something that I should be saying. Register to vote. You can do that from your phone. You can take your ID, your identification, and be registered to vote in a matter of minutes from your phone. scvotes.org, scvotes.org. Encourage these young people to vote. Again, they don't have to go nowhere. Right there where they at. Tell them to pull out their cell phones and make that happen.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So, but that's
that's
about what I got for us tonight.
Oh, that's right. I heard something about him speaking with Congressman Clyburn. Oh man,
you can just stack the deck right there. Dinner served for everybody. See, just
Thursday night.
What's the time? What's the timing on that? This Thursday.
Ooh.
What's the timing on that, Marlon? I've never been in the room with Clyburn. I want to get in there before he get too much Joe Biden going on, and he don't know where he at. But let me stop. But
that's getting interesting. So I see now they have a date set for September 10th for a debate.
For the debate, man. Listen, I'm on the journalist side. The first person she went and talked to was RuPaul. The you know what he is or whatever. Speaking of which, South Carolina, there's 15,000 residents in South Carolina living with HIV. 79% of the 15, that's 80% of the 15,000 are men.
Ooh.
Know your status, get tested, know your status, know what you're doing. All right, so that's going to be from 5 to 8, but that is a real thing. You know,
That was
kind of
one
mind.
of those high and inside pitches right there. I didn't see that one coming.
Hey man, I'm talking 79% of men, and so I'm saying like, okay, so that's at least 21% women. So you can say you can knock 25% men and 25%, 21% of the men, and let's say you know, and 21% of the women off. You know, you can see what I'm getting at here. And I mean, when you read the thing, but you can't say that, you know what I mean? Because they're gonna ban you for, you know, hate speech and all kind of other stuff. But when you read what's on the DHEC's website, they say, you know, these men that are with men, listen, that thing is real, man. God didn't put the, I mean, you know, I ain't gonna preach on you tonight. I'm not gonna preach, but
okay, Pastor, podcast pastor.
Man, listen. I don't know that other. So like I said, you got 21% that with the women. So wherever that other, that's almost 50 something dudes ending up with you know. But anyway, man, you just be careful, man. Wrap your stuff up, man, and don't get into, you know, to no risky situations, because unless you catch the Magic Johnson kind, you might be in trouble. I know I shouldn't be joking about that, but that's
Lord help us all.
That's all. Yeah.
Football season. Let's go. Let's go. Football. Let's go.
Real.
Hey, man, yeah. I enjoy it.
It's all good. Yeah, man. So listen, yeah, put me on that list. All right, so here's what he's saying about that meeting. All right, would be great to have you if you can make it 5 to 8. All right, so 5 to 8, 5 to 8. Okay, cool. Because I went to soccer practice today, so Kenyatta, if you're watching, I need you to go to soccer practice Thursday. Okay. Well, that'll work out because they got a hair appointment or something that day. So, all right, let's see. 5, make it 5 to 8. Yep. Meeting, greeting, dinners served at 5, served at 6. Small program right after. Yeah, put me on that list there, Mr. Creech.
You get into the big house.
Hey, let's get on down there. I might as well come in. No doubt. I might as well come in Allendale, come in hot. You know what I mean? Coming in hot. I gotta go holler at the barber tomorrow. Coming in fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. I haven't committed yet, but we'll see. This Thursday, day after tomorrow. Okay, sounds good, and I'll follow up with Marlon tomorrow.
No doubt. All right. Well, listen, everybody. You know, Real Talk Tuesday again next week. I think we're gonna have. I didn't, and I apologize, Jerry. I didn't reach out to you today. It's been.
She had a meeting. Again. Yeah, she had a meeting tonight. Some with that bike club that she's with.
Yep. I'll no doubt. So anyway, hey guys, it's been great. Next Tuesday, I think we're gonna have Doc back on, because we're gonna do this thing in segments. We're gonna start bringing different people on, you know, like 10-minute segment, and then bringing different guests on, and you know, and work it like that. So we are working to keep this thing interesting for you guys, as long you know, as well as bring you the information that you need. So with that being said, sir, anything?
No, sir. I appreciate it. And for those haven't got the trash pickup, please go to the website, Andrew's website, and then download the app, and you'll follow. But the schedule is up there. So again, it's they're on schedule tomorrow's pickup. If you're Tuesday, it'll be picked up tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay. But other than that, no, it's good having a chat with you, and
no doubt.
And we will certainly talk to you.
This Friday, again, hey guys, there's only going to be 4 home games, man. So let's pack the stadium. You know what I mean? Again, and it's Georgetown. I mean, who don't want to be in attendance when we kick Georgetown's ass again this year in football? All right, so Just
Let's
you
go.
know, we got 4 home games. Let's make sure we pack it out and show these boys some love. All right. But anyway, that'll do it right there. Y'all have a good night.